Musically meditated. All right. Welcome to Musically Meditative Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Riley. I have a special guest with me today. It's summertime almost. Is it safe to say that, Rodney?
Pretty much. Minus all this rain, though.
Right. Rodney's been on the show before. We were looking, I don't remember the exact number of the episode, but we did our favorite hip-hop albums of 2018 with Boyan. So go back and check that out. I also did a Earl Sweatshirt episode not too long ago. Go back and check that out. And why I'm saying that is because Rodney's here, and we're going to break down Tyler. Tyler, the creator, that is. And I think this is the perfect timing because IGOR, is it his 6th studio album?
Yeah.
6th studio album just dropped. It just reached #1 on the Billboard charts, right?
Yep.
And it's just super hot right now, and we both like it, and we're both fans of Tyler, so you're going to help me out, right?
Definitely.
Is there anything you want to plug, man? What else has been going on?
Not much, man. Just been listening to this Tyler album and working. That's pretty much all it is.
And it's like perfect timing to like summertime.
Exactly.
You know, it's got that summertime vibe, man.
Which is a continuous theme with Tyler's album. They always come out around May or April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And the first thing I want to say is it's a quote from Tyler. And he says that's the thing with closed-minded people. They only want to get what's thrown at them. They don't want to read. They don't read what's on the surface. Then they don't want to go into the details. So that's what we're going to try to do today. Is we're going to go into the details of Tyler a little bit. We're going to touch lightly on his early background. Then we're going to transition into him maturing from early Odd Future ringleader into maybe a cultural and generational icon with Flower Boy and IGOR. Because the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk and review and break down IGOR and why we like it. So thanks for being here, dude. You ready?
Thanks for inviting me. Yep, I'm ready, man.
All right, man. Real quick, early background on Tyler. His name's Tyler Gregory. How do you say that?
Okama, I think.
Okama. He was born March 6, 1991 in Ladera Heights, Cali. His father's Nigerian. His ancestry with his mother is mixed African-American and European-Canadian descent. He never met his dad and spent his early life living in the communities of Ladera Heights and Hawthorne, California. And Ladera Heights, I think they say that's the, what is that, like the suburbs of Hollywood or something? Or
I have no idea. I just know he says like in early Odd Future songs, he says Ladera a lot in his lyrics. So,
and I think he was like, there was a documentary on what was the Cherry Bomb album.
Okay.
And he said, like, that's when he was living with his closest friends. Like, he wasn't living with his mom anymore and just had odd jobs here and there.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, at the age of 14, he taught himself how to play piano. You know, he went to 12 different schools through his 12 different years of schooling in L.A. and Sacramento. Here's when he had the odd jobs. He worked at FedEx for a couple weeks, Starbucks for a few years, and then finally he had a MySpace page, and that's where he was posting like his creative endeavors and shit. So that's where the name Tyler, the Creator, came from, I should say. And what I think's really cool, Rodney, you remember this for sure. Like MySpace in those days were awesome for music, ain't it?
Yeah. Sometimes I would get caught in like a little rabbit hole of clicking other people's music and playing it. I found some stuff in there that I wish I knew where it was at now, but
remember
what happened to those bands?
Yeah, those bands are just like anything creative, like hip hop wise. I mean, there was a lot of garbage and oversaturation, but I think MySpace was cool because you could do your own page, and
yeah,
I don't know, maybe it was just the hype of in the beginning of social media, so maybe that's why I hold it true to my heart still. We miss you, MySpace.
The nostalgia feeling.
The nostalgia. So what we're going to do now is go into our first time stories about Tyler. You know, where we were when we first discovered him. You know, who, what, where, when, how, and why. And I guess I'll start off, and it was the video when he ate the cockroach.
Oh, so you didn't get into him until Yonkers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead. When did you get into Tyler? Was it before that?
Yeah. I want to say I came back from a friend's house, and I was like, it was late, and I was like, all right, let me look on the internet, do my normal stuff. and I had went to Nike Talk, and they have a music section, and I pretty much trust their opinions on there. They'll always talk about different rappers, and they were talking about check out this weird dude, Earl Sweatshirt.
So you heard about Earl first.
Yeah,
okay.
and I clicked on and watched this Earl video. I don't know if you've seen that before, where he's in the barber chair, and they're like mixing all the stuff in the blender. And I'm like, yo, this is weird and nasty, but like the beat's kind of cool, so let me check it out. So I went to my resources and found out it was called like Odd Future, and I end up downloading Earl and Bastard, because they said they were the two main people, which is Tyler's first album.
I did get that after the fact, like downloaded it, but the Yonkers video was my first time. And for those of you that haven't watched that video, check it out. You know, what really caught my attention, it was the whole package of Tyler. I think he's been great at that, like his whole career, but just very minimalist, like background. Remember, it's black and white. He's sitting on a stool.
Yeah.
He's acting kind of tweaked out and weird because he is just a weird guy in general.
Yep.
And then his flow was really neat. And I remember showing my friends that, you know, like hip hop friends that were fans of Wu-Tang and, you know, the golden era, so to speak. And a lot of my buddies I was showing it to, they're like, he sounds like Method Man. You know, I'm like, yeah, you know, like if you look back, like he does have that deep baritone voice, kind of like a Meth.
Okay.
In his approach. Would you agree or you disagree?
A little. Okay. I could a little bit.
I was like, all right, okay, I could see that. And then I was able to download like all their shit for free, or all of his stuff for free.
Yeah, especially during that era, like there was no SoundCloud or anything. They were just
putting it
out. Yeah, you just downloaded it and burnt it to a CD at that time.
Because that Bastard album, I believe it was all like Tyler did all of his own production.
Yeah,
and it was all done on Fruity Loops. Like that's crazy.
I think it was. I'm not for sure.
Yeah, don't quote me on it, but I think I did read that somewhere.
Okay.
Remember the Fruity Loops days?
Yeah. Everybody, I've messed with Fruity Loops before.
Everyone's messed with it. And then to backtrack a little bit, when he got his first piano, his mom also got him Reason. Do you remember Reason?
Okay.
It was like, you know, you can make beats and do all kinds of
That's
music
what I
production.
thought he
started that album with?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
but I could be wrong. I've never like looked that far into it, but
what I always thought was cool, and then like looking into Tyler Moore, was kind of the blending of skater culture in hip hop, because I don't think there was ever really a true market for that. Like it was back in the 90s a little bit, but do you know what I'm saying? Like the fashion sense and whatnot of it, like he was able to capture all of that.
Yeah, to merge it all together. And
then you start to look into like the Odd Future thing too, and like you said, Earl Sweatshirt popped up. Who else was on part of it back then? Frank Ocean.
Yeah, the internet, which Sid.
The internet. Isn't that? I found out that's his sister. Is Sid the Kid his sister?
No, Sid is Taco's. Sid and Taco are brother and sister.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and Taco's just like he's kind of like a hype person DJ that was always with them, and they'll throw him on, like he threw him on a couple records, like throwing your kid brother on a record and letting him do whatever you want. Yeah.
Was he the one that rapped during that one Odd Future like freestyle when everybody was in the room? Remember that video? Was he the guy that obviously couldn't rap for shit?
No, that's his other. That's Jasper. I know who you're talking about.
All right, that's like one of his buddies.
Yeah, he's like his hype man on tour. He'll be with him.
Okay.
He basically takes both of them. Like Taco would be the DJ and Jasper would be the hype man.
Okay. But yeah, I always liked how Odd Future was able to, I don't know, kind of blend that skater culture and that skater fashion, because Tyler now is also like a fashion guru, so to speak, isn't he? Like, doesn't he have his own line and shit?
Yeah, designs his own clothes. He had a deal with Vans, and I think he currently has a deal with Converse, and he's got those LaFleur shoes that like with the flower on it and stuff.
He always has like patterns, man. He's always got like kind of goofy patterns.
Speaking like my hat is
his
Tyler the Creator hat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Right on. I like that. And what else did he do? I think he started to blow up with what is that? The Cartoon Network thing. Help me out.
The Jellies?
Yeah, the Jellies.
Or Loiter Squad, when they had the Jackass type show.
Yeah, Adult Swim. Like he's got that quirky humor to where he's just an intriguing dude. You know, he's kind of like the class clown.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what I felt like. You know, look at this segue. Moving into Flower Boy.
Yeah.
That's where like Tyler was always like the class clown. He would say some rambunctious shit. He was accused of being homophobic in the past, right? And like he would have some shit about rape, and it was pissing a lot of people off, you know, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like the class clown that wanted attention with all that stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
Or those first 3 or 4 albums. And then Flower Boy, there was a maturing Tyler, right?
Exactly.
Would you say?
Yeah, I agree with that. It was a lot of I just felt like he was trolling, like everything that people thought was proper and nice. He would just say shit to get under your skin, like talk bad about church, talk about rape, but talk about like say the F word a lot. Like it was a lot of that going on.
A lot of poking.
Yeah, exactly. Just a lot of making fun of people, and I don't think he ever took it like serious. Or at least I didn't take him serious.
I didn't either. And what else did he do? Like in going back to the Yonkers video, when he ate that cockroach too, they said that kind of changed everything for him, because remember, he vomits in the video after he eats the cockroach.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes you got to do extreme shit to get noticed, because he had the MySpace page. He was doing a lot of other stuff to try to get Odd Future noticed. Then there was some British or some English, music review wrote, they did a little write-up on them.
Okay.
And then he put out that video, and then everything blew up after he ate the cockroach. So maybe he was just still under that mindset of like, I don't know, I got to say some crazy shit to get people's attention.
Yeah.
Like being a kid. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were kids. I mean,
they are. Yeah, I mean, how old? He's only like 28 right now.
Yeah. And then like Bastard came out, I want to say at least 10 years ago.
Holy shit. Right. Then yeah, Yonkers is what? Almost 10 years old too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. But now we'll move on, like I said, to Flower Boy. Now, I said this to you through text, like I still right now like Flower Boy better than Igor. Maybe that's just because I've had more time with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for those that are listening, I sent it to Rodney too. Episode 10 of Musically Meditated. So like back in the very, very beginning, I reviewed that record. So check it out. And thanks for saying it wasn't that bad, Rodney.
Yeah.
He's cool. Like, it wasn't that bad, man. So thank you. So everybody go back. I'm not going to like dive too deep into it. I'll give you a little bit of background. It was his 4th studio album, and it was released July 21st, 2017 by Columbia Records. It features Frank Ocean, A$AP Rocky, and many more. It debuted at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200 with 106,000 sold, and 70,000 of them were pure album sales. It was also nominated for Album of the Year or Rap Album of the Year for Grammys, which I thought he should have won. I don't know if you agree.
I can't even remember who else. No.
Kendrick, damn. But I don't think did Kendrick win the Grammy that year?
Yes.
Do you think that? I mean,
yes, and I felt like, oh man, yeah, he did win it that year. But that was the year when he won a bunch of awards that year, and I felt like they did that for making up for the Macklemore incident. So like, because everybody felt that Good Kid, Mad City was the better album, and then
it was
a close call. I personally think it was a close call
between him and Macklemore.
Yeah, because Macklemore had like, you can't deny like the amount of hits Macklemore had on that album compared to like Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, I don't know, it's debatable.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. What I thought was really shitty was how they cornered Macklemore into feeling that Tyler should have won it, and then he publicly like apologized for winning. I'm going to tell you right now, if I win a Grammy, I'm not going to apologize to anyone or anything about it. I just thought that was just kind of some sucker shit. That's all.
It was though. It was.
I mean, it really was. Like
to make it public was sucker. Like if you addressed him like personally, and then it's up to Kendrick Lamar to say ask like, yo, can I put this out, or should we? Both of you guys should agree on that.
Yeah, like it's one thing like send you a text or see like, hey man, I really think you actually had the better album. That's one thing, but to publicly like tuck your tail in between your legs and be like, he had the better album. Like, I don't know,
because it wasn't like his album was terrible. It was a decent album to me.
See, I didn't listen to it at all, the Macklemore one.
Okay.
So I only listened to the Kendrick, so I can't really voice an opinion on Macklemore. Like, he's just really not in my orbit.
Yeah.
But that was still kind of some sucker shit to apologize.
Yeah.
So I'm
in agreement with that.
All right on. But back to Flower Boy and Damn. A lot of people love that record by Kendrick, and I'm a huge Kendrick fan. But sometimes with albums, I feel like you got to let them grow. and you got to give it time. And I keep going back, like especially like this past year, to Flower Boy. Like I actually bought the record. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just something about it, and I think I like it better than Igor because of the time, but the flow of the record. You know, the only song that I really don't care for is "I Ain't Got Time," and I know you said you didn't like that.
Yeah,
that's
that
statement.
What don't you like about "I Ain't Got Time"?
Just a little bit too poppy or something. Like I feel like it's a little bit out of place with the vibe of the record, to where poppy in the sense of maybe just a little bit too upbeat. I know that makes me sound like a downer, but it kind of sounds more like a song in the club. So maybe that's what he was going for.
But then, like the beginning of the song kind of sounds like that. But then when you get to the second half, when the beat switch, he spazzes for like 45 seconds.
Yeah,
like it's about like 32 bars he goes in.
It's
just
true.
Just talking shit. I like, but more like, I probably really don't mess with Boredom. Boredom's probably my least favorite
I love
on
that
song. That sounds so poppy. It's all like, I have nothing to do,
Right.
blah blah blah. I'm like, okay.
I like November too. That's a great song at the very end. Like that was like the best month of his life or something, right? The lyricism behind it.
I thought that's where the album actually should have ended.
Okay.
Because just like how it flowed, like just how it started and then going out through it, and then November is just like, to me, it's good, but it's kind of dark because it's like November's over with at the end of that. But then right after November, because he starts rapping like, what if my manager's stealing my money, and what if my accountant's doing this, and he's going in like, what if I'm really not as good as I think I am? He's just being all vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next song is Glitter, where he's all happy talking about some girl. I'm like, yo, that should have been like way in the beginning. Like it was the sequencing of that. Like the songs are both good, but like Glitter should have been way towards the beginning.
Okay. So you didn't like the structure of like how the songs were placed.
Yeah, like the sequencing of it.
It was a little bit too up and down or something for you?
Yeah, just the ending part. Like
Okay.
I just like at the end, just how November was dark, which is actually, when I think about it, all Tyler the Creator's albums in dark. Like Bastard was dark. I'm pretty sure Wolf had like some.
Is that when he was seeing the psychiatrist?
Yeah, Bastard and Wolf. And yeah, Bastard, he was seeing a psychiatrist. Wolf,
Was he
the
talking to
psychiatrist
himself or something? Like you'd have they put the deep voice. Like,
yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, and then they I want to say they put him to sleep in Wolf, and then what was the one after Wolf?
Cherry Bomb. I kind of lost track. Like when he was being
or
really...
Goblin, that's what I'm thinking.
Goblin.
Goblin's the one where they put him to sleep. Wolf is the one where he did the whole song about his grandma dying in a hospital. Like all his albums end dark. except for Flower Boy, and it just seems weird. Like those two songs at the end seems like misplaced.
Right on. Talking about the maturity level, that's what I liked about this in the production. As far as Flower Boy goes, like you could tell he sat down and like really thought everything out, and he didn't necessarily subscribe to just one, like this has to be a hip hop record.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he really shows his talent with the one performance on Tiny Desk. Did you see the Tiny Desk performance?
I've seen that.
I thought it was really, like, I was really blown away. Like how he just came in there, he was being himself. You could tell he was super comfortable.
Yep.
Then he was able to actually just jump in and play the keyboard. Remember, like everybody, like all those musicians and everything from remember the two backup singers?
Yeah.
Is that the right word to put? Backup singers?
Yeah, I guess.
They were great. Remember? Like that.
Yeah.
So everybody listen, like check that performance out. I was like, man, this is like a special Tyler moment. Like this dude's really growing up. So I just feel like he, I don't know, just matured a lot with the record. So now moving on to Igor, I was really interested to see what Tyler was going to talk about or what direction he was going to go. And I don't know, man. There was a lot of features, but he didn't necessarily say who it was at first either.
Yeah,
and I thought that was clever.
I like that because people tend to either skip to their favorite artist featured on an album, or like I like being surprised. Like just give me a track list.
Let's see what
who
goes.
made this album, and then we're gonna see like, oh man, Jay-Z's on this, or oh, Kanye West is on this. Like you just get a you never know
a surprise moment.
Yeah.
And he was cool in the marketing strategy. We'll get in that a little bit, but I'll just go through the full credits because he finally did release it. So
okay,
people that are listening, we're not trying to be a what's that called? Not a buzzkill, but I don't know what's called a buzzkill.
All right.
So he's got Kanye West on it, Lil Uzi Vert, Pharrell, Playboy Cardi, Charlie Wilson, CeeLo Green, LaRox, Al Green, interesting, Ryan Betty, just a few, and a lot of different people composing a lot of different music. And that's something I noticed. Like, I'm not a big mumble rap guy. I'm going to throw Lil Uzi Vert right into that category. I don't know. You agree with that? Would you say he's a mumble rapper?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even know because I don't even listen to him like that. So
me either. But it was cool that he did that, and he did it with the opening song too, didn't he? Or the second track. But what I'm getting at is I noticed that Tyler gave a dude like this a chance, which is really cool, and Schoolboy Q did too with his new record. And I know you and I weren't like the biggest fan of that. Like, I tried. There's some really good tracks. What's the name of that record?
Num Num Juice. Or the record?
Yeah.
Crash Talk?
Yeah, Crash Talk. And he did the same thing. I think he put 21 Savage on one of the tracks.
But I like 21 Savage.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Because he just says like... he just says some like outlandish stuff. Like when you listen to his lyrics, and he's more comical to me than like serious, even though he's really done like serious like hood stuff, but it's just comical the way he does it. Kind of like Gucci and like other rappers in that.
It's just something there. Like, I don't want to be that old dude. Like, I don't like your kids' music, but
yeah, it's better than the Playboy's Cardi on Earthquake. I have no idea what he's saying. Like, I don't know how anybody wrote down. I had to look up the lyrics to what he was saying.
I still don't know what the hell he's saying.
He has his own language. He was talking in some kind of alien format because I didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah, and he's doing like harmonizing background vocals too on there, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to tell, and that's what's really cool about this record. And the whole maturing process, I read some of Tyler's quotes about this, and he's like, I just sat down and wanted to write a pop record, like a love pop record, and that's exactly what this is, man.
Yeah, I've read that he made Earthquake. It was supposed to be for Justin Bieber or Rihanna, but they never returned his his reach. Oh, yeah. So he just ended up doing the vocals and making it himself.
And I heard when we were speaking about Kendrick, I read somewhere like he called Kendrick up to get the confidence to sing on his own shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because Kendrick, he did that with Damn. Wasn't he starting to sing like some of his own hooks?
I think so.
Yeah, so Kendrick's like, hey, man, just do it. You know, if people aren't returning your calls, just do it. Yeah. So I tip my hat to him, man, for sure. How about the sound and the production of this album, man?
Oh, to me, the production is great. Like, this is probably one of my more favorite production because, in my opinion, this is no skippable track.
I don't like the one with CeeLo. That's like,
I don't know. What track is that?
See, that's we don't know. Yeah. No, we don't know because he didn't put the features. Maybe he did with the tracks, but I don't know. There's like a break. I can't remember what the name of the song is. Okay. It's like the more upbeat, poppy one again.
Okay.
Kind of like how I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got to be a buzzkill, but yeah, it's like, it's just not my style. Like a record like this and elements of Flower Boy going back, it's not my style of music to where like I'm going to sit down or I'm going to look for a brand or a sound like that. That's what I like about Tyler, and that's what I like what he's doing with hip-hop. Like, he's branching out and he's breaking down the different genre barriers. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel like, you know, it inspires me to do just different shit like that, too.
That's why I understand if people don't like this record, because, like, up until then, like, Tyler's album was mostly rapping. This one,
it's not rap.
It's not really rap. But it has a lot of rap elements in there because even the first song, it's like a drum break in there, and it sounds like a sample, but he has like these chords and melodies in the background of it. So you get like confused, but there's no rapping in it. It's just all singing. So where do you qualify that at? I mean, where do you?
That's Igor's theme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that track has like a cool, like I said, summertime vibe, but definitely like, you know, have your convertible down and with that beat and just like the layered keys and the chords, it just has a really cool kind of uplifting, but I don't know, grimy vibe at the same time. Like, is this going to be aggressive? When's he going to start rapping?
Yeah,
he doesn't rap.
Yeah, and I like it because it sets the tone, like, of the story of the album. It's like you know who Igor is without him explaining it, just with that Igor's theme. Like, this is who he is.
This is kind of an alter ego, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
like,
one of his many
alter egos. See, I think there's like a comparison that could be made. You might want to shoot me down for this, but with the Odd Future and all the different members and how it organically happened, the same as a Wu-Tang thing, and like how they all have different aliases too. You know, like there's
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I get like a Wu-Tang inspired vibe with Odd Future and Tyler. You know, like Tyler's kind of like the RZA of the group, and now
I see.
Now he's branching off, but like, you know, no disrespect to the RZA at all, but like Tyler is like making his own lane. Yeah, and he's trying new things.
Yeah, that's not disrespectful. Man. That's what you want. You want to make you don't want to do everything RZA did. You got your own lane, and then
Yeah, but to me, I think like the sound of this production, it's a weird way to put it, but it sounds perfectly like unstable. So there's times where it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah,
you know, because you don't know what to expect, and like Igor is this character that Tyler is trying to express through the sound of the music. So. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of theme of heartbreak going on, right? Lyrically in this, like it's a breakup album, or
for the most part.
For the most part, so there's a lot of highs and lows, and I think it's like this is giving him like a radical and new, innovative way to create music, and not be so direct with the genre attached to it. Like you said, there's elements of the hip hop with the beat, possibly, and then there's other elements of. I don't know, man. Help me out. Like soul? I mean, soul here.
For sure.
Neo soul, isn't that the term?
Yeah.
Okay. But I like how he's able to, I don't know, man, just mix that. Like he's bringing you the edge of modern pop, you know, and he still has that dirty aesthetic to it. Yep. Like Tyler's always had. Like there's a darkness to this. Like there is like a nighttime vibe. And then he's mixing it all together, and it's really just cool to see, man.
Yeah, I think it's one of his this is one of the albums that sonically it all flows together. Like all the transitions are very well. It's not like, all right, this is like his poppy song. The next, this is his over the top radical, him screaming song. It's like all pretty much flows. And the length of the album, I like.
It's not very long.
Yeah, I like that though. Like 40 minutes is around my limit. Like once you start getting over that, I'm like, all right, man, I got to break this album in half. Like I wanted the length of my drive to work, like anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes.
40 minutes, perfect. And that's what I had to do. Like I think the first 3 tracks, it's like, damn, he's doing something different. But I thought it was a good transition from where Flower Boy left off and now where he's going. Like I had to listen to those first 3 tracks like multiple times to get into the vibe, because it's its own vibe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
I see what you mean.
And to backtrack too, everybody check out that Earl Sweatshirt episode, because Stretton and I, we were able to break down, what's that record that came out? Some Rap Songs.
Yeah.
Same with Some Rap Songs, like that's very short, but it has a good vibe to it. Like it's not a good vibe, so to speak, because it's depressing as shit.
Yeah, it is.
But remember, what I'm getting at is, with albums, for me, sometimes it takes multiple spins to click.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it's a good record.
But that's with this era though. Like back when there wasn't so many, like before the internet kind of era, I could get an album and I'll listen to it 5 times. Like I'll listen to it going to school or going to work, and I'll listen to, Monday through Friday. And if it doesn't click by then, it's just not going to click. Even if I didn't like it on the first 3 listens. Okay. But now so much music comes out, it's hard for me to give something 5 times. So now you're getting almost like 2 times. Then I got to try to go into the next thing so I could try to keep up.
It's the instant gratification.
Yeah. I don't want to miss out on anything. So.
And you have so much available at your fingertips.
Exactly.
Because remember, like we were back and forth texting, like we're both big Earl fans. But that album didn't say shit to me. In the beginning, I was like, what is this? And I remember you felt the same, but remember I told you, I'm like, dude, just give it more listens.
Yeah.
You like it now?
Yeah, it's cool now. The only thing about Earl Sweatshirt, sometimes I feel like I've been cheated. Like, his like he can rap his ass off, his music is good, but I'm really like, I really like Tyler stuff because they're full songs. Earl Sweatshirts is more like freestyles in my head.
Okay.
But they're not though. That's probably why I like Doris more than all his other albums, because they're like full songs, and it's not as dark. There's some like songs where he just goes in, just ego rapping. Like I like that when I can out rap you type stuff.
Oh yeah, he's really good with the bars, but just the approach, how both of these artists, you know, the approach that they're going in a different direction with their sound and everything. Very talented dudes.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they started together, so it's neat to see one guy go one way and one guy go the other. And I heard there was like a little maybe underlying beef between those two.
Yeah,
so I hope that's not true.
I'm not for sure because I heard that, and then like the next year when Tyler throws his carnival concert, they did a whole set together. So I mean, they're probably just trolling and talking shit to each other, like
to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like you do with your buddy, like
just
kind of jab them, exactly.
Right. Another thing too with the sound, you know, Tyler's been a master of the lo-fi synths. And I thought that was really cool with this record, to where he's still using the grimy lo-fi sound of the synthesizers, but he's able to like harmonize with the harmony vocals. You know, there's a lot of like that neo soul. So I thought it was like a cool, I don't know, like blend. Like that's not an easy thing to pull off.
Yeah, that's just Tyler's thing. Like nobody really does. That's his signature. That's what I'm looking for.
It is
that's
his signature.
His signature. That with the synths and the chords, like it's a certain way. There's certain chords he hits on the piano or whatever. I don't know, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's a Tyler chord. I could tell like the way it's being played.
Hell yeah. Now we'll break down a little bit of the lyrical content, you know, and what it might say to us. Like I mentioned earlier, definitely there's like a breakup. This is like the breakup album of the year for sure. You know, it's got that pull and push kind of thing of being in love with the wrong person. I get out of the lyrics.
Yeah. Or or being in love with somebody who probably didn't love you.
Yeah.
Like
they just
like,
didn't appreciate you.
Yeah.
Your love wasn't in the same place. I don't know. I get like a quick fling too. Like this might be a fling, like a fling type of relationship, or do you think it's more serious than that?
I think whoever the person is that he's singing about or made the album about, they thought it was they thought he was a fling. Tyler was serious.
Okay.
Because even in the beginning of Earthquake, he says, for real this time. Like, it's not a fling. Like, I'm in love for real, for real this time. Yeah. But the other guy or girl was probably like, I don't know, man. Obviously, like, I got a girl now, so.
Yeah, this is my thing. Like, I had a fling with you, but now I'm moving on somewhere else.
Yeah.
And, he's just able to, like, I don't know, keep the listener right there, pop-wise, like love song, but then he still keeps it dark, man.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, he's not screaming or being too crazy.
Exactly. Or not like, that makes sense.
Yeah, but the entire package, too, like to move on to that, definitely when it dropped, well, first of all, like the weird shit that was going on with his videos and the wig, and I'm like, oh man, he's like, he's really doing some crazy shit now, and I'm like, I could tell that this is gonna be maybe all over the place, but I thought it was like a cool way to capture everyone's attention, just like eating the cockroach, like from day one.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the whole look?
I don't know. It was funny to me. Like, what is he doing? Why does he have this wig on? Like, that's an easy Halloween costume. I'm gonna just go to K&G and get me a suit, like a bright colored Easter suit with sunglasses and a blonde wig, and just start dancing around. Like,
I like too how like his marketing, you know, like to capture your attention with the crazy wigs and the outfits, but how he did the thing with the features on Instagram, I thought was pretty cool. Like he never said anything about who's on it right when it dropped.
Yeah.
But what he did is he printed out all their names on little buttons. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I actually did see it.
And they took a picture of it.
I seen that later on, though, after the fact. But
I don't think anybody knew. And I just thought that was really clever, man. Like, he's really good at building a brand. So for all you out there that want to learn how to build a brand or try to carbon copy someone, I think Tyler's the best. Like, good enough to engage and keep the listener wondering and, you know, what the hell's going to go on. But I thought that was just really clever.
Speaking of the Grammys, I think he's subtly trying to win, like get people to vote for him, because that's why, like, a lot of his packaging and stuff says vote for Igor, like he was running for president. So
that's a good twist.
I thought, like, seeing how that was packaged, and before I heard the album, like, what is this going to be? Is he campaigning for something? But I think he's just campaigning to win a Grammy. Like,
that's a great point.
Like, vote for me, nominate me and let me win this time. Like, I have, I'm good.
That's perfect. I think you hit it. That does have a total campaign vibe. And the fact that the songs have a pop vibe to it too.
Yeah.
For whoever, I don't know how that shit works with the Grammys who votes, but it might be easier listening on their ears because they've never really wanted to recognize hip hop like forever.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be his only issue is how do you categorize this? Like, are they going to categorize this as hip hop? If he wins, let's say somebody else more. Let's just say Kendrick Lamar comes out this year, and yeah, and then like he's getting put up against Kendrick, but Kendrick's.
It's a rap record.
Yeah, it's gonna be rappers rap. Like, that's what I feel. And then if Tyler beats him, it's gonna be an uproar. Like, he wasn't even rapping on this. That's not even hip hop. I can already see it happening. So that's the only issue is just where do you categorize?
Too, yeah.
It's awesome music, but where do you
categorize?
Where do you put it at?
That's why it's brilliant because we can't really categorize it. I love music like that, and it's cool to see a dude with this much success already flirting with that.
Yeah.
And that's I like the transition, like from Flower Boy to this, like, all right, man, like he's taking a chance. So let's just go along the ride, and it's evidently working. Here we are talking about it. It's #1 on the charts, but I do like that campaign thing. It totally seems like that.
Yeah.
But the album cover really caught my eye too. Like, Tyler's good with that. But this one more so than any of the other ones. I don't know what it is, but it's just the pink background, and then it has like he's like black,
yeah.
like charcoal black. It's like, damn, all right. And then just how it's written on there, like it captures your eyes. Like, I really think
it's written. If you look at the text, it's written in whatever that script font is. Like if somebody was to submit a script or something.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. So it makes it think it's a story. Like here,
nice.
Like if they're handing you like, here's the script of Igor, and then
that's a good
idea. Like, this is the story of the album or whatnot.
Never thought of it.
And here's the
way.
Character Igor on the cover.
Front.
Yeah, and that's
that's
how you presented it.
Yeah, man, you're packaging it perfectly, but it stuck out the way he presented it online. Track by track or single by single, like they always do. They were the catchier ones, and he's just a master at it. And I'm gonna say this, and I think I said it on Twitter, but nobody cares what I do on Twitter or Facebook. But I think I said something to you. I think he's definitely in his own lane, but he's taken a lot from David Bowie. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way to Bowie. I love David Bowie, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Tyler and his originality, but I really see him tapping into like Bowie-esque ways of the Ziggy Stardust type shit. Like, Ziggy Stardust was Bowie's alter ego, and he was like hanging out in German clubs and shit, and he was able to mix like punk aesthetics with rock and German techno. And
okay, I didn't know that.
Just taking all these different chances, and Bowie's one of the best songwriters and risk takers in musical history, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot out there that wouldn't disagree with that.
I'm with the he's just like NERD Pharrell. He just has, that's his favorite artist, and I feel like he's just pulling different
and Pharrell
elements
was on
from
this
them.
album too, like
yeah,
a lot, and you could hear the influence a lot. Like Fantano said it. Everybody check out Anthony Fantano's review of this. It's amazing, and it got like almost 2 million views in a day. Yeah. So shout out to Fantano.
The fact that he gave that a 9.
He gave it a 9.
Fantano's tough on hip hop people. He gave it a 9.
He did. He gave it a 9. I reached out to Mike Seatown about this too, and he said he hadn't listened to it yet, but it was like a week ago, so maybe he has. I haven't heard anything back, but I'm sure Dead End Hip Hop will break it down. So everybody check out Dead End Hip Hop and Mike. But Fantano did a great job. I don't know how Fantano keeps up with so much the way he does. He's just a monster. But the way he breaks it down, too, it could help you as the listener go back and find out little subtle things or hear little subtle things.
Yeah, I always listen. Like, I'll listen to whatever artist's album and then listen to Fantano's review. Like, I already have my opinion, and then he always points out stuff that I haven't noticed, whether it's good or bad. Like, oh, man, I didn't even notice that. But, like, I just take his opinion with, like, a grain of salt. Yeah, like...
Just like anyone's
opinion. Yeah,
exactly.
But,
yeah,
some people go hard on him, like
What, they're mean to him?
They're just like, how could you? This is the
They
best.
take it
Like,
personal.
yeah, that's it. I'm like, just relax, man.
Just relax, dude. It's just it's music. You like what you like, you know. That's why we're here talking about how much we like them. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's hour of time talking. You know, you and I talking about how we hate. I don't know, little Uzi verse.
Yeah. I'm not down with the hate spreading. I just talk about what's good.
Yeah, we talk about what's good. But also, like I said, the only thing I didn't like. Speaking of negativity, did you see the live Apple performance that he did?
Yeah.
It was pretty rough.
I'm glad I watched that because I was like, man, maybe I'll go to a Tyler the Creator concert. Nah, I don't want to just see you dance for 40 minutes. I'm okay.
Give it to him, you know, like I take my hat off. Like it takes a lot of balls, so they say, to get up there and try to pull that off because of all the different harmonizing vocals and all the different features. Like for him to just go up there and try to pull off singing and the whole look, like I don't know. It took a lot of bravery.
That's even when I first heard it, I'm like, he's on this album a lot, but not enough. Not enough to do a concert. Like I wonder what, or he's singing. Like I wonder what a performance like that's gonna be. Then as soon as I seen that album thing, like yo, I gotta watch this. I'm like, yo, this is wild. He's just really just dancing and
wearing his crazy ass costume and his wig. But shout out to Tyler, man. He's trying. And that's another thing too about live shows. And I want to go into this and ask you about your favorite shows that you've been to. But we mentioned this earlier. You know, you might not be, you personally, the biggest metal fan, but when you see a heavy metal show live, like you can get into it more, right?
Yeah. Just I have an appreciation of the skill set that it takes to play the instruments and to do it and put it all together, like that amazes me.
But with hip hop, you know, like I have a hard time with hip hop live sometimes. Like, I don't know, the sound's weird. Like maybe I'm just used to so many metal shows throughout the year. But we were talking, if you're from the 90s, like if you're a 90s rapper, there was no rapping over your own lyrics.
Nah, that was unheard of.
That was unheard of. Now that's a thing. So as far as hip hop live goes, like, are you a fan? Are there certain artists that pull it off well that aren't rapping over their own lyrics?
I'm like really, I haven't been to many hip hop concerts. Maybe I can count on one hand how many different artists I'll say I've been to. But like the ones I went to, they didn't rap over their lyrics. But I know they're not going to rap over their lyrics because some of them are from the 90s. Or I could tell, like, you could tell what type of performer they are by their type of music. If you got like a lot of vocal, you got like a vocal distortions or changings and stuff like that, or auto tune, like it's you're almost gonna have to do it over your lyrics.
Yeah, I guess you got a good point. That's what I want to get into. What's the best concert or concerts you've been to? Like your best concert experiences?
Probably. And maybe Odd Future for me.
You did get to see them?
Yeah, I got to see them.
Oh, cool.
Goblin was out. I think that was it.
Where did you see that at?
At the Metro.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and somebody, they end up jumping. Somebody would do one of Tyler's songs, jump from the balcony onto the people below us. Like I was in the corner, like they were doing mosh pits and all that. Like I'm too little for that. I don't want to die. So I just he jumped in and started moshing, and it was when like Our Future was really like, they were loud and obnoxious and all the stuff they were in the beginning.
Cool. So that was your favorite. That's one of the
because I was like starstruck because I was a big Tyler fan and they all came out like it was all of them. I'm like, man,
cool. Was it a sold out show?
Yeah,
back then?
Yeah, it was sold out.
Okay, cool, man. Any other shows up the top of your head?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
For wildness and
like something that sticks out right away. Like this was an awesome experience. I got lost in the moment.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking about shit and problems.
Everything else was just pretty smooth and like cool. I know I want to see Action Bronson because he like wilds out and
puts dudes in chokeholds.
He'll like throw his sandwich into the stage and like throw all types of stuff in the crowd, TVs and stuff, and he'll walk around and do his verse. Right. I seen something on YouTube where he like actually went to the porta potty, used the porta potty, finished his verse, came out, and like,
Really?
I guess he had to use the restroom in his set. Maybe he was at a festival, I think, and he did that and came back and just kept rapping and stuff. Like, he's wild.
He is wild. The only thing that pissed me off about Action Bronson is when he made the mistake of saying that Ghostface wants to sound like him on national television.
Yeah, he knew that was a mistake. He knew that.
Mistake.
He knew that.
I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but like Wu-Tang is definitely
they're not to be played with.
No, not at all. They let you know that since the first record, but like even Papa Wu like called them out. Someone passed away. I don't remember who it was, but you know, Papa Wu was at the same wake or funeral, and Action Bronson was there, and he like pulled him to the side at the wake, saying, "Hey, that you can't."
Yeah,
that's not cool. And then Ghostface, do you remember his infamous YouTube videos
with the soul music in the background?
What was he playing in the background?
I can't even remember, man. I haven't seen it since it first came out, but it was some soul music, and he was just talking over it, clapping his hands,
just talking in street code and street ethics. Remember, like wearing like just a total sweatsuit and a leather backwards hat, like. Basically threatening him in all these weird in between the line ways, like, nah, you shouldn't say that. Like, I got goons, dude. They'll fight. He was like openly threatening him.
That's another thing I need to check out. That there's a Wu-Tang documentary that came out. Just like 4 or 5 episodes. I heard it was really good. That's like on my top of the list to check out.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I did watch. I know we're getting on Wu a little bit here, but I did watch a Vlad interview with IGOR. Have you watched that one yet?
No.
He looks like the hardest guy maybe ever to talk to or interview. IGOR he is a psychopathic thinker, man. Like, I love him. I've always liked him, and I guess he's got a book out called Raw.
Okay.
I've always been a IGOR guy. He's kind of one of the, I don't want to say forgotten members, but not the most commercially known.
Yeah.
But everybody check out that interview. IGOR's he's a trip, man.
All right.
He's not the nicest guy in the world. He's not the nicest guy in the world. But as far as Tyler moving on and moving forward, I mean, what else do you see him doing? Do you think he's just going to kind of go this whole, dare I say, neo-soul avenue? Or do you think he'll come back? Like, I would like to see him just now in the next 2 years or something, just come back at you with a very aggressive hip-hop record. Like, mean, like really dark. Like, this is really bright. That's what I predict. Like, this is kind of happy, but I would like to see him not necessarily go downward, but downward in the sense of like, now I'm going to be in your face. Like,
man, I don't think this album is happy. I think it's like,
yeah, that's a good point.
It's I don't want to say it's like
passive aggressive,
kind of, and it's kind of like, yeah, I say passive aggressive, but it's kind of like, man, pull yourself together. Like when you broke it up with your girl, your buddy's like, man, pull it together.
Yeah, pull it together.
Yeah. Like
Come on, man.
You're out here being sloppy, man.
Yeah,
pull it together.
Pull it together. Get over it.
That's how. Like, I feel like him riding through it, and like even one of the songs he's called like Puppet, and he's talking about like the girl controlling him, and we've all like been to a point where like you're just basically doing whatever your girlfriend says because you don't want to lose her.
Nice little lapdog.
Yeah.
Doing what you're told.
Yeah, and like. Yeah, because he has that song, and then right after that, he has What's Good. And probably this is to more of what you're talking about. What's Good is Tyler back on his braggadocious, like, YM the shit, rapping.
It's his confident. It's his confident cut.
And that's like the point where the album changes over, where he starts to get over the girl. So, like, that's like, what am I doing out here, man? I'm Tyler. Like,
right.
And then it goes like, all right, I don't even love you no more. Let's just be friends now. We're cool.
Was that the next track, A Boy Is a Gun or whatever?
No, that's before. I think that's before Puppet.
Okay. Yeah, Boy Is a Gun's a good track too.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too.
Really good. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I would like to see some of the braggadocious, or maybe not so necessarily like dark, because this has dark themes to it too. I like how you brought that up, but maybe more confident.
Yeah.
Like in your face, Tyler again. Just some of his different rhyme skills over the grimy beats again.
Yeah,
what do you think he's gonna do with this next one?
Like a wild guess, man. It all depends. Say if he wins a Grammy, he's going to get the looks from people, the pop artists that he probably wants to write for.
Maybe Bieber will hit him back.
Yeah,
up now.
That's what I'm saying. That like he may have more of a popular sounding, but then it depends on also his relationship. Like, say, like, if he gets in a relationship with somebody and everything's good, I'm surprised. Like, what are you going to rap about now? Because now you have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Now, like Flower Boy was about somewhat relationship-ish themes in
kind
there.
of figuring himself out with relationship.
Yeah.
Like kind of learning who he was.
Exactly. So once, say like if you do have a partner, where you gonna go? What's gonna be like? I don't know where you're gonna go from there. Like,
the next
what's
step.
your content gonna be?
Kind of like the Flower Boy was the moonlight phase of the relationship.
Yeah.
And Igor's the total after 90 days.
Yeah.
Seems like he's all over the place, and it seems like it ended. So, yeah, like you said, through dark times and shit, it brings out good creativity in all art.
Yeah. What about you? Where do you want to? Oh,
I want him to go a little bit more grimy, a little bit more aggressive, like get back into the hip hop. Not necessarily like he'd be taking a step back, but maybe flex his I don't know, lyrical content skills again and his rhyme patterns.
I mean, you're right though. Where I want him to go and where he's going is two different things. I do want him to go there. Like I want back and forth with you and Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Like I miss that. Like when he used to rap with Haji Beats and stuff. Like in the beginning of Our Future.
What was that single?
Jamba?
The single in between Flower Boy and Igor that came out. Remember last year he only had like one single, and he's rapping good on it. I can't remember the name of it.
Is that where did it have a video for it?
I don't remember. It was the only single that he came out with last year. I can't remember the name, but that was good. Like he was spitting. I think he said it was like one take, kind of like this episode. It's just one take. We're good at it, maybe, but we'll see. We'll listen to it. But no, it was just one take. I forget the name of it, man.
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Maybe there was a video. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right, I'm gonna move on to this, and it's called "I Don't Like What You Like." And Rodney and I and a few others, we have this musically meditative vinyl reviews where we pick a record and we write up what we like about it. We review it. So everybody check that out. That's on Instagram at MMP Vinyl Reviews. And I need to like pull my weight on that a little bit better. But you've
yeah, me too.
Yeah, like you had some good posts and everything. But what I don't like what you like is I tell Rodney, record store, don't take this seriously, but record store day comes out and you and I were texting back and forth. You're like, hey man, like what do you want to get? And we're going back and forth. I was like, I want to get this Fetty record, and I know this one record store that's probably gonna have it. So remember, we were maybe going to meet up and go there at the same day.
Yeah.
So you went before me, so I go to the record store. I'm like, hey, do you have Fetty, blah, blah, blah? He's like, no, this dude just bought it. So now here we are. I can finally give you shit about buying my record from underneath me.
I didn't know it was yours. See, I thought he took it to the side, put it away.
That's what I thought he did too.
Yeah. So if I asked for it, like I got one of the copies, but not yours.
I know you're right. I'm just busting your balls, but that's what I said to Jim too. I'm like, hey man, I thought you were going to keep that to me for the side. He's like, hey man, it's first come, first serve. I'm like, all right. I'm just going to bust Rodney's balls later.
Oh man.
So yeah, Rodney scooped the Fetty record from right underneath me. Thanks, bro. It's that yellow version too, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's but even then, I was still trying to get the Alchemist version. Alchemist came out with his own that Fetty that I got was not the Fetty that I was looking for.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, Alchemist came out with a Fetty version that has the three amigos on there, and it's him, Freddie Gibbs,
and Currency.
And Currency, and like he had an instrumental and a regular one, and then he had the color versions of them. And I tried to get it. I think when I clicked on it, gone. It was just gone in less than like 30 seconds. I was at work trying to do it, so I was mad about that. Like, man.
Well, at least you got a version. I'm over here without nothing. Thanks, dude. I do want to thank you though. You did tell me about the Alchemist bread when it was coming out.
Oh,
so
yeah,
remember there was like the 3 versions of that was like at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And I was able to get the tan one. So thanks.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like you said, I remember you're like, dude, just make sure you buy it right when he says that it's available. So like there was a gold version one, a tan like bread, and then a black
regular
one.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like the tan one anyway, so I was able to pick that up. So
nice.
So
That's nice, man. All right.
But yeah, you swooped that Fetty from right underneath me. But that's when we should bring you back. We'll do a review and talk a little bit about Freddie Gibbs. I know you said you're not like the biggest fan, but I'm looking forward to the what is it, Bandana album.
Yeah, that's the end of June, I want to say.
Is that when it's coming out?
Yep.
So cool. So maybe we'll have you back on. I hope it's a good record. I like the single so far.
I haven't listened. I liked Flat Tummy Tea. I haven't heard
Flat
Crime
Tummy
Pays.
Tea.
Have you seen that yet? I guess it's a whole music video out and stuff. I seen it maybe right. I didn't watch it, but I seen that it was out right before I had came here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna check that out.
I'll check it out for sure. And I want to close with this, meditate on this. Millennials get a bad rap, but with new inspiring artists like Tyler, it's proof that millennials can also, make good art, groundbreaking art in the likes of an Elvis, David Bowie, or a Michael Jackson. And if you don't believe me, just listen to this IGOR album 3 times in a row, man. Because, I think you and I are like right at the beginning of the millennials.
Yeah.
I think it's like if you're born from like 82 to 99. And I've kind of dogged millennials and shit on this podcast a few times, even though I am one technically. But, a lot of us, we just get thrown into like we're the baby generation, like we're easily offended and, social media this, social media that. But you could look at a dude like Tyler and, yeah, he's a millennial, but he's really grown at it as an artist, man. And it's inspiring, and he's doing it in the likes of, like I said, dare I say, like a David Bowie and a Michael Jackson. But I get that Bowie vibe with him, man, like the whole Ziggy Stardust thing, like crossing the different genres, the look, all of it. So it's kind of punk rock, man. It's inspiring. It's kind of punk rock. But, yeah, everybody, thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe, to Musically Meditated. It's on all the listening platforms, wherever you get your podcast fix, or on YouTube. Rodney, you got anything else to say?
No, that's really it, man. I enjoy hanging out with you.
Yeah,
talking
man.
About the IGOR.
About the IGOR. So everybody, let us know what do you think about the IGOR album. Also, Mythos Zine is doing something cool. Check them out at Mythos on Instagram, where a lot of the artists that contribute to Mythos are doing like an IGOR theme album cover deal. So I can't give you a lot of specifics, but check them out and I'll tag them in this. And like each different artist is drawing a picture of their face and it has the look of the IGOR album cover.
All right, I got to look at this.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, Rodney, thanks for coming out.
All right, then.
Everybody, see you next week. Adios.
Peace.
I'm musically meditated.
That's right. I'm musically meditated. That's right. I'm musically meditated.
Producer my ass over there.